panel discussion on the topic, The Art of Mastering Your Digital Content. We are thrilled to have a group of distinguished experts joining us. First, let me welcome our panelist, Mr. Punit Shetty. Sir oversees consultation and implementation at Ocupetal, a result-driven marketing solutions provider established in 2018. With a decade of experience in both digital and offline marketing, Sir has consulted for diverse industries, including digital publishing, F&B, logistics, lubricants, SaaS, events, BFSI, NGOs, real estate, and EdTech. Prior to founding Ocupetal, Sir worked with renowned companies such as Gulf Oil, Posys Technologies, and Pact Publishing. Holding a PGDM in marketing from SIES College of Management Studies and a BSc in computer science, Sir is dedicated to driving impactful marketing strategies for clients. We welcome you, sir. Ms. Neeti Sansare, ma'am is an inspiring entrepreneur and podcasting pioneer. Ma'am began as a radio jockey, spent 6 years in storytelling, and then moved into sales and marketing at Dubey by Zero Technologies. Reconnecting with her passion for audio, ma'am discovered her love for podcasting. In 2020, during the pandemic, ma'am founded AudStory, a boutique podcast production company. Over the past 3 years, ma'am and her team have grown significantly, helping brands and individuals create chart-topping podcasts and expanding into collaborations, sponsorships, PR, and marketing. We welcome you, ma'am. Ma'am is an exceptional marketing strategist and high-converting copywriter. With over 8 years of experience in content marketing, business development, influencer management, and CSR consultancy, ma'am has mastered the digital marketing landscape. Ma'am's journey led her to create a thriving marketing and copywriting business focused on empowering women coaches and course creators. Ma'am helps them ditch cringe marketing and create standout brands with customized strategies. Having worked with over 11 women business owners globally and delivering outstanding results for 6-figure coaches, ma'am is truly inspiring. We welcome you, ma'am. The moderator for this dynamic discussion will be, of course, our very own Sonia, ma'am. Let's give them a loud round of applause, everyone.
I think everyone sitting over here, the second question that an everyday question that they are trying to figure out is how to create content. How many of you want to know about this topic? Raise your hand. Okay, there you go. Alright, so I will dive. I don't think this topic needs much introduction, and I would let our panelists answer as much as possible. So I'm going to straight dive into my question, and the first question is basically for you, Dubey. If you can shed some light, and if you could shed some light on key strategy that you recommend for creating, creating compelling digital content that resonates with people, especially for individuals with their target audience. And as you know, everyone here is an image consultant, they're soft skills trainers, selling services that is, again, as I said before, not a need but a want, or maybe it is a need but people don't realize it, right? So what are some key strategies according to you?
Okay, can I begin by asking everyone to close your eyes first? Just trust me. Close your eyes right now. Close your eyes. Everyone, I don't want to see any eye open, okay? I will catch you. Now, no cheating. How many of y'all are shit scared of content creation? How many of y'all find it challenging? How many of y'all are scared of selling and marketing your services online? Scared. Don't know how to do it. Confused. Frustrated. Find it challenging. Okay, great. Okay, cool. Alright, I just wanted to understand where you guys are in your sort of content journey, okay? Yes, sorry. Sorry. Fail.
They're very good students. They will follow the instructions.
understanding of who you are as professionals, okay? And I want to validate your fear first, okay? I want to validate it. And I know there are a few men over here, but I am speaking to more women because I also serve women in business, okay? And I know exactly the challenges that they have, exactly the desires and the dreams that they have. And some of the challenges we don't even want to say out loud. We have them in our mind, but we are ashamed of it, okay? And we are scared of admitting it. So I want to first validate that. It is all valid. It is there. You don't need to be like, oh shit, that's there. I need to overcome it right now. No, that is not going to happen. That's number one, okay? Now, when it comes to content creation for you as image consultants, there are two things that I want to talk about. One is approaching content and second is creating content, okay? I'm not going to give you advice, cringe advice that create 100 videos this month, 10 videos this week. No, okay? I want it to be sustainable for you, your life. Do you have kids at home? Are you married? Are you single? Are you divorced? Are you in your early 20s? Are you in a conservative family? Are you having other challenges at home? You have to create content that fits your life and your schedule, not anybody else's life and schedule. The productivity guru and the marketing guru will give you a lot of advice, but it is for you to apply it in your life, okay? So that number one is sorted. Create content as sustainably as possible. I would say at the moment, create content at least 2 to 3 times a week. And I really like what Sir said and some of the things that even she covered in the first. I think it's like a good segue to the discussion. You have a purpose, you have a goal with your business, match that to content. It's as simple as that. Show up where your customers are. Your customers are going to be on LinkedIn or Instagram is what I'm guessing.
Yes, mostly Instagram.
Correct? Yeah. Mostly Instagram and LinkedIn. Now, the first act is to show up. How many of you are afraid of showing up? Can you please be honest? Because we had a conversation over there, right? We just had a conversation. Sales, I saw 2 people are scared of sales. I am also scared of sales. I am scared of sales. So please tell me the truth. Are you scared of showing up online?
Raise your hand. Show of hands, everyone.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. Can a few of y'all just tell me what are y'all scared of?
What kind of a content I can give at
Okay.
the start
Okay.
that is not already there 1,000 times over online.
Okay. What kind of content? Okay, that's not already done. Great.
Speaking on camera. Facing the camera.
Facing camera. Good. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for being so open about it. Next.
Speaking on camera.
Speaking on camera. Who is it? Great. Okay, speaking on camera. Next. One more.
Your appearance.
Your appearance. Great. Very good. Sorry? People judging. Yes, absolutely. Very common challenges.
It feels cringe.
It feels cringe. Get it. Completely get it.
I
All
would
valid.
also add, maybe a lot of people are not saying this, but fear of rejection.
Fear of rejection is
Yeah.
big.
Like fear of rejection is one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
Somebody else was raising hand.
Yes.
The kinds of information which we give and the roles we get for that. What if some people doesn't resonate to that idea, oppose that, saying that it's not me.
Trolls, you mean?
Why
Yeah.
not me?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Wow. Not getting likes.
Not getting likes. Man, come on. I mean, you're fabulous. Don't think about likes now. Okay, I'll come to that one. Yes. Yes. Inconsistency, absolutely. I am inconsistent as well.
Balak the correct.
How authentic can you be?
How authentic can you be? Okay.
Yeah, someone else, last hands, yes.
How many videos and how many posts? I think we have to do like one day. Okay, cool. Quickly telling you, I'll come back to you all later, okay? For sure, we'll chat with you. Quickly telling you for content creation, this is how you approach content, okay? You are solving a problem as a business, okay? Can two of you all tell me, two different image consultants, what is the problem that you're solving for your target audience? And who is your target audience? Can you tell me? Quick, two people who just told me some of their challenges. What is the problem?
The corporate girlies in my office do not know how people will take them seriously. So they
Okay,
need to improve
your
their-
target audience is
Yeah,
corporate
corporate
girls.
girls.
Okay, how old are they?
in their 30s.
In their 30s, and they're finding it challenging that people don't take them seriously. So you train them. Okay, good. One more. Yes, sorry.
I'm saying want to.
Want to. Okay, so they want to be taken more seriously.
No, she wants to do it.
She wants to do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
great,
what I
great, great.
told you.
Cool. All right.
Yes. Anyone else?
Next.
People who doesn't resonate with how they look and feel, and they want to look and feel in a certain way.
All right. So they aspire to enhance their personal brand. Yeah, they want to.
Where to start?
Okay, they don't know where to start. Great. So I'm going to take both of your examples. Okay, everyone else make notes, take cues of the approach to the content that they are going to be creating online. Okay,
Yeah,
start
that would be
with.
helpful for both of them. So maybe you can also use the same examples. Yes, go for it.
Start with what problem are you solving? Okay, now both of you, I'm putting you all on the spot. Think with me. Okay, who's your target audience? Do you know who your target audience is? Do you know their age? Do you know their gender? Yeah? Okay. Do you know their biggest aspirations? Top 3 aspirations. What are they dreaming of? Top 3 dreams that they have right now. Think with me, think with me. Okay, you tell me, you think. Tell me.
They want to make their presence known whenever they are walking into a meeting room.
Okay.
They want to level up to the executive's role.
Okay.
And third, they want people to listen when they are telling a solution to a problem.
Great. Awesome. Now tell me, they are how many steps behind reaching that goal?
4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay. How are you going to help them get to that goal?
One, definitely dress up for the role. Like if you want to be taken seriously at the executive level, show up like that.
Okay, 1 second. Now dressing up for the role. Okay. How can you break that one bucket into say 5 topics of content? How can you break that one bucket? Tell me.
Overall grooming, Indian professional wear, Western professional wear, making that balance between work and their personal family dressing up.
Okay.
And fifth one, I don't know.
Okay.
Four I could come up.
So, okay. So if you know overall grooming and professional wear and Western and Indian, can I ask you to join the gaps? Okay. If you had to do a how-to content, simple. You're just starting out. Correct. How to dress up professionally for people to take you seriously or to be visible or to create a strong presence while walking into a room would be a good starting point for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that will be a good starting point for you as a content topic. Okay, now I know you also asked me how to not create content like 1,000 other people have created. Have you seen this being created by other 1,000 people?
Not specifically targeting the Indian corporate.
Yes, yes. So how will you infuse that into content?
Take inspiration from the Western corporate videos.
Yes.
Incorporating how to make it tailor-made for the Indian women.
Absolutely. As simple as that. And you will title it how to blah 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 for Indian women. Okay? And you will infuse your personality into it.
I think that's very simple. You generated content for yourself right now, so we're just asking yourself these
So
series
I'm
of
trying to
questions.
solve the problem for myself and
Right.
many others like you.
I know,
Yes.
and that's what we will, try to figure out, that not just this, but many examples that everyone has, that
Yes.
how we can actually use these questions and follow up in that to basically generate more content. And I'm sure Punit and of course
Yes.
Neeti would be able to help in that. So Punit, building upon what just that we said, the series of questions, understanding who your target audience is, asking those hows, why, what, the 5 root questions, starting with that. Where do you take this forward? Like you have figured out, of course, the demographics, the psychographics, everything, and that would give you certain ideas. But then, as from a digital, of course, you look at it from a holistic perspective. So from that perspective, now what strategies that they can use, or some emerging trends that
crash course where it starts. So I was also learning from her, like, whatever she was doing, what questions she was asking you. But that is typically how a consultative approach to content is. Okay, most of the agencies that we come across, and she's like talking about trains and all of that. So it's mostly make this post, ये वो, ऐसे ही होता है clients के साथ. Even when I talk, I don't come to the plan only in my first meeting. My first meeting is just to know how clear they are. Like when she asked you a question, but you are not clear about the aspiration of that person, right? That means you have not understood your buyer only in the first place. So that's where the homework starts. Okay. And when we talk about content, businesses also and marketers also. Okay, don't consider that marketers are gods. Okay, there are people who have reached these positions doing offline, digital किया नहीं है, but पहुंच गए हैं, ठीक है? And how they see content is sales कितना आएगा? That's not content. Okay, so content need not be sales. Sales तो बाद में होना, that's a byproduct. Okay, content is to engage with your audience, give them some value, build rapport. Okay, there are multiple more things other than sales that you need to do. Build a community, there are n number of things she will also touch upon. But content comes from that position where serving the audience. It is nothing to do with the sales part. So the moment you think, how will this video make a sale? You are already gone. Already gone. So when she did this exercise with you, tell me what 5 types of things you can do. It had nothing to do with how you'll serve, sell your service to that particular person. It had nothing to do with that, right? That's content. Okay. So content को पहले clear कर लो दिमाग में कि what is content first. Okay. Before even going to digital, non-digital, content is this. Where your client also, the audience knows that he is not going to sell me after that. Okay. If he's coming with that intent, okay, I'll just go to meet this person. I just go to interact with this person digitally. Now coming to digital side, I'm just going to interact with this content. That's it. That's when you have made a good content. The moment you say, okay, I have this product, you have to buy this. The moment you will go walk out, right? Because that's where advertisement starts. That's advertisement. Okay, so
that's
this.
very true to what even Deepak said at the beginning. That don't start with advertising. And another thing that and comes to my mind is with what you said, that let first people come to you to engage with you digitally. And that's something very important because you are basically what you're doing with that is you're building your community. Even if it is 100 people that is on your account, but all 100 of them engage with you versus someone who has like 10, 20, 30,000, 1 lakh followers, but not everyone is engaging. Who will make a better impact? The one who has 100. But all hundreds are, really, really active, engaging in sync with what you do. So building a community, I think that's what you're trying to do.
So first you serve that.
Right.
The way Tanvi also started her talk. Okay, she didn't talk about what she knows. She spoke to you.
Right.
She took it from you. Then she built upon that. And that's where you connected. This is content. Okay. That's where she is. So that's what happened there. When it happens digitally, that's digital content in the truest sense. Okay. Now coming to the emerging trends that you spoke about, like what's happening. Okay, trends for the larger corporates is very different. If you start reading up blogs, most of the trends you'll see applies to the larger ones. You will never get there, yeah? With the smallest budget. That trend might not even affect you. So that is one level. The second level is where there's a trend which applies to everyone. It becomes like a massy thing. This business is doing, now the second level business did, and now everyone is starting to do that. That's where you call a trend has caught up. Okay, so whenever you're looking at something, there will be always something new which is coming up in the market. Always. In marketing especially it will happen. But when you talk about trend, that means there is some growth, there is some catch-up that is happening, it's something increasing and it's catching up with every kind of business or individuals. Okay, so I'll just talk about something which may apply to you. Okay, there are many more things, but I don't want to make it like a marketing summit. So the first one is social commerce. How many are aware about social commerce? Just raise of hands. Social commerce. Okay, 1. So you have heard about e-commerce. We had offline markets. That market transferred to a website. That's called a marketplace. Social media में ही market जब आ जाता है, that's social commerce. Simple terms, okay. So like for example, on an Instagram, when I have my photograph, I have a shirt, trouser, belt, whatever, watches, etc. When you click on it, you'll get a buy option directly. Mother, my shirt is this amount, my watch is this. When you click on it, immediately you can purchase it from the same e-commerce, social media ecosystem. That's social commerce. So this was already there, it's there, but it is not available for everyone. But this is what is upcoming. Okay, there are brands which are doing it already, but you have to keep check of this. They are doing it with the help of the platform, but can you integrate some way where your social media only becomes like your sales channel? Okay, like we are selling service, something to do with, you can place a link or something. Okay, where in some way you try to sell through the social media itself. And whenever this option is made available to you on your accounts, make use of it. Okay, so that's the first one I would say. Second one is, you're all aware of influencer marketing? Influencer marketing, everyone is aware. Okay, so within influencer marketing, there is a new thing happening which is called virtual influencers. Are you aware of virtual influencers?
Yes.
Show of hands? Yeah. Show of hands, yeah. So few people are there, few people don't know. So it's a character. It's a basic cartoon character. This is how you have a virtual character, and the character does the influencing activity for you. So that's coming up. Okay. Now there are case studies which are being developed. There are some, some advantages also to that. People are using it, brands are using it, but it's still not a mainstream. But when you're starting out, when you can't afford an influencer, and influencer का सबसे main problem है कि they have their own brand, so they have a bias. They will say something about your brand, something they will avoid because they have their own personality also to add. So there's a lot of friction in between brands and influencers, human influencers. So when you have a virtual influencer for yourself, you are the owner. You do with the that particular virtual influencer, you can do anything with it. Okay, जो कपड़ा पहना दो, जो pose पे रखना रखो, whichever scenario you want to give. And there are AIs to do that, and all of that is there. Graphics designing, all that is there. But then that is one thing which is coming up. Advantages to that, it doesn't age. So in your field, if you're targeting a particular persona, you pick one influencer today, after 5 years he or she may not be relevant. But your influencer is time tested, it will last. So that's one of the advantages. So that's one trend to pick on. Next is community-driven marketing. It was always there. First it was Facebook groups, etc. Meetups were there. Now you will see more of Telegram groups happening, WhatsApp groups happening. Okay. Earlier some brands were doing it. Like you had, like from the men's side, we had Harley Davidson bikes. So Harley Davidson has its own group. Okay. And there are multiple more where like you mentioned, tribe. So this tribe activity was always there, okay? But it was done by the larger ones. Because smaller ones felt, कैसे करेंगे, how to do, where to meet up, we need to have a hotel, खर्चा होगा, बहुत कुछ होगा. But now because you have WhatsApp, you have Telegram, okay? Many of the brands are being made in these two apps, which are completely free of cost. So what she said, tribe, community-led marketing is picking up pace with smaller companies also, smaller brands also, influencers also. You see individuals having channels with 10 million followers on WhatsApp. You can also check it, status पे जाओ, सबसे नीचे जाओ, you will get like a list of channels, okay, where you can find, I'm telling you that also. Okay, so that's third. Fourth is AI driven content is the AI बहुत used word है. I'll say it's most abused word. Everyone says you should use it, but no one knows what to do with it. Okay, so AI related activities will happen. Where it will happen the most is personalization at scale. So that is another thing. Personalization at scale, what is it? Basically, you have an app. Okay, Swiggy, Instagram, Swiggy, Zomato, how many people have it? most of you, okay, you keep getting something, hey sweetie, you're so or hey Punit, we saw you didn't order from us, whatever. So that's personalization, right? So that is personalization. I am knowing that you are not coming to me, or you have had burger, okay, try pizza, okay, Valentine's Day is coming, you have ordered something, maybe you have a girlfriend, boyfriend. Sometimes you are single, but still they'll say, oh, buy it for your girlfriend or boyfriend. So that's some mistakes, but you can avoid that, but that's called personalization, okay? But when you do it for the entire audience, okay, one is common, okay, hey buddy, or whatever, that's common. Okay, you send it to 100 people, that's common. Personalization is, hey Punit, hey Tanvi. That's personalized. It's for you. You bought this last time. Personalized. So Amazon and all have been doing it quite well, but because of the use of AI and low cost, even smaller businesses can do it. Okay?
Yeah.
Smaller business, including you all, who are even one person company or proprietors, then you can do it. So that's personalization at scale is something that will catch up. Okay, it's happening, but you guys can take cue from that.
Right.
Okay, and not going too far, but I'll cut short. Two more things. Video will win. Okay, video. When you talk about content, there are other formats which have its own place, but largely the taste of the audience is video. It was always there when you had when you had theatre plays, you had to see something visual. When TV came, you had to see something. When laptop came, computer came, you had to see something. So the seeing part is always there, and it is intrinsic to human. So video trend will always be there, but it is catching up more with brands using it more often. Now you will see brands coming up with web series also, which have nothing to do with their products. So okay, but web series are up. So that's also video. That's one type of content. Because the video is like the next big thing, which most of the businesses will understand and they will pick it up. The last one I would say is a newer one, podcasting. Earlier you had Coffee with Karan and those kind of things where you only had to see celebrities forcefully we had to see. Okay.
Now you make your own coffee.
So now podcasting is a way where you have more personalized content because it is not coming on traditional media. It's not filtered.
Right.
So people use abusive language also. People use a lot of friendly languages. There are a lot of personal questions.
Right.
Topics are not very structured. It can go कहीं पे भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. Like 50 minutes podcast, 1 hour, 2 hour podcast, 3 hour podcast. That's something that is picking up. I think I have an example, Mr. Shantanu Deshpande from the barber shop. Okay, so he has done, that is one of the things that is coming to my mind. He has his brand, a personal grooming brand, but he has a podcast, which is not about personal grooming and all. It is about business, entrepreneurship, different aspects, nothing to do with that. But because he is doing it, he is getting exposure. Okay, his brand is getting exposure, and suddenly you see his sales is going up. His marketing budgets are going down. Okay, so like Asa mentioned, the moment the product is good or something, the marketing and sales will go down, the cost will go down. So podcast has that ability where the person, the consumer is also very engaged with the content. They stick around because किसी का life care पे बोल रहा है मजा आता है, मसाला मिलता है. So podcast is masala, right? So you get masala, so you stick around. So when you stick around, you stick with the person, you automatically start seeing them more often. Automatically you are habitual to that person.
Absolutely.
Now since you know that person digitally, you feel I know him, I know her, and now I'll buy from him any which ways. So these are few things on the trend side which are picking up pace.
Absolutely. Thanks, Punit. And yes, as Punit already said, that it is almost becoming a crash course in marketing, starting with Tanvi figuring out exactly, asking you a very deep questions which made you just figure out exactly what you need to do, and then moving to what trends you can pick up to actually take and distribute that content across. And yes, all the things that you talked about, video, AI, personalization, but coming to a very important thing which I think the queen of podcast over here, because podcast is of course picking up a lot, and that's becoming a very good channel. We consume listening to something else. So it's becoming one of the very highly consumed channel. You are not looking at it, but you're listening and you're doing the other work. So I'll actually move to you now, Neeti. Of course, what advice would you like to give? Because everyone here is, of course, not a brand, as Punit said, and we also highlighted, and we know we are not an established brand. We are solopreneurs starting out, having our own businesses, trying to figure it out. What advice would you give to everyone? And do remember, each one of them are in the same field. So how everyone can actually create something which would be unique to them and in a podcast format. So to you.
That's an interesting question, but before we go there, I'll just sum up what they said
Right.
with my own example.
Sure.
Some of you said content is cringe, or how do we do this? It's very difficult. Where do we find our audience and all of that? So I started in 2021, and while I was a known radio jockey in a very small city, Amritsar, because that is where I've been born and brought up. But in Bombay, I wasn't a celebrated radio jockey. So again, coming from that point, nobody knows you. Why would they trust you? Sir mentioned about trust also. You can build trust with your content, and that's how what I did. For 6 months, I just created content on Instagram. Started with 0 following AudStory. Still doesn't have millions, only has 1,000 followers, but that's another story. Then LinkedIn. I started writing about podcasts. There 6 months, I had no clients. I was just doing one-on-one free sessions. But I was very clear that my sessions would not last beyond 45 minutes. Because if I'm giving free service, I value myself as well. And I would request all of you to value yourself and your time with your content along with what you're putting out and along with your clients. So 6 months down the line, I got my first deal and the value was 1.5 lakhs straight. So it's not that what you put out basically is very important, and that's your content. And you have to be, I understand that, I also used to feel that, oh, who's gonna watch me, who's gonna listen to me, I'm doing cringe stuff. That's okay, I'm just trying to figure out. And while you're doing your cringe stuff, which you feel is cringe, this is this advice that my ex gave me, and I really like him for that. He's like, when you start creating content and when you think that you're adding value, you are at 0.5. In the scale of 1 to 10, you're at 5. So you feel I am giving Gyan at stage 5, people are at 6, 8, 10, who's going to listen to me? Do not forget people are at 0 and 1 also. Or in minus. They are the ones who are going to look up to you. Because for them, reaching at 10 is such a big dream that it's difficult. But 5 is aspirational. And you're at 5 for them. So that's the best way to begin, and I think content is something which you can work out without thinking. When you create content, create a bubble around yourself. You and your world. You're creating content, nobody's watching, are you enjoying? If you're enjoying, I wouldn't say hundreds would start enjoying with you. People in 2 figures will, 50, 60, 70, they'll start enjoying, they'll resonate, they'll get you work. If not, will be the people giving you work, but they'll be recommending you to 3, 4 people. So that's how you get it work. Coming back to podcasts now. I totally understand that it's a growing market, and while videos are growing, audio podcast is also becoming video, and Coffee with Karan is a brilliant example. Can we create our own Coffee with Karan? Yes, you can. The version has to be your own, because we already have one Coffee with Karan. While Tanvi was asking her questions and she was answering, I can talk about women, how they dress and all of that. I already have a podcast idea for you. In fact, 2. You can start with those if you want to.
Congratulations.
And I don't mind sharing it right away. Number 1 is you spoke about women in corporate, right? Get the CXOs, CEOs, CMOs, get them on your show. Talk to them. Because they have all faced similar issues. Speak to them, ask them how did they resolve that issue. While you are just being a channel, you will not even realize how you built your brand only being a channel or only being a platform for others to share their ideas. That's number 1. Number 2, you spoke about appearance as well, right? So another thing, one is you also mentioned that, when you're nobody, it's very difficult to get, I can't get Indra Nooyi right now. It's difficult. But there are many aspiring startup owners you can get. There are many aspiring, I would say, there are a lot of people who you can get in this field. Now, second is if you get people who are at a certain level, right? May not be Indra Nooyi, but certain level in our country, when you get them, what you can do, only to add your personal flavor in the end, if it's a video podcast, you can create a styling stage, a very small stage, and you can say, I would like to change one small thing in your personal style. Just do it right there. Just do it right there and you've created it. That's it. It's not very difficult. When you figure out your audience, when you figure out your content, you just have to start thinking multiple ways of putting it out. And podcasting is one of them. That's it.
Wow, I think that's a brilliant idea right there, and everyone else is feeling, yes, this is something we can do, right? Awesome, awesome, that's great, Neeti, and I think all the ideas and all the discussion, in fact, the first questions were so good actually when you asked that, okay, what are your fears, what are your anxiety, because what I feel now with this conversation, just this part of the conversation, I've not even asked the next set of questions, that you actually answered each one of them. Except one which I'm going to be asking now to all of them, which is not getting enough likes. Okay. So, but yes, even about who to reach out and cringe and everything else that has come up, I think every single question has been answered by all of you. So wonderful. I think that's very insightful. My last question, which I'm going to actually, in the interest of time, to throw at all three of you, if you can quickly just give one advice, one tried tested formula according to you, and I know all three of you would have a very different idea of it, to solve Sri Priya's problem, not getting likes, engaging content, content which makes people like, engage, comment, share, that they come to you and they engage with you. So solving, and that's not just her problem, everyone's problem over here. So one by one we'll go in a quick format. One advice. Okay, reverse. Neeti, why don't we start with you? Neeti, we'll start with you. Yeah, and then Punit and then Dubey.
Alright, so I understand that when in this world we validate ourselves based on the number of likes, right? But do you think that's the right criteria of actually evaluating your work? I'll give you one simple criteria which I follow. I told you, right, I hardly have 1,000 followers. But what I check is, do I get leads in my DMs? If I do, then I don't care if you don't give me likes. Because the people who need to be my customers are reaching out to me in my DMs. And when I say that, I'll agree with Deepak and I'll be very proudly mentioning that it's all inbound leads and I always get it through Instagram and LinkedIn with 1,000 followers on Instagram and 4,000 followers on LinkedIn. That's it.
Awesome, awesome. That's brilliant. So yes, try to build that community. I think that's what Punit said, that have those few people who really believe in your idea and still land up at your place and your social space, and then you'd get leads out of it. Wonderful. And over to you, Punit. Same question.
Same for the likes.
Yeah.
Go back to your school time, college time. You like someone, but you don't say it. Feeling तो है ना? So social media is the same. See, social media is a very public platform. Okay, when I like a content, I don't necessarily want my people to know I like this content.
Guilty pleasure.
So कुछ चीजें मैं करूँगा, कुछ चीजें नहीं करूँगा. So I'll leave it as that. But does it mean that I have not seen it? Does it mean that I have not engaged with it? Absolutely not. So where does it come from? What she said. Leads I have. I'll put it more professional languages, analytics. That's something that you have to learn. What data to actually look for. Everyone says data is the new oil. Data ही सब कुछ है. नहीं. कौन सा data देखना वो सब कुछ है. और वो data करना क्या है वो सब कुछ है. ठीक है. So whenever you are on Instagram, Facebook, these platforms, like is okay. कोई problem नहीं है. Someone who is not your customer will also come and like on your this thing. But whether it actually translated into say 30 seconds watch time, 10-minute watch time, okay, subscriber to viewing ratio. Subscribers 1000 है, but viewing मेरा ज़्यादा भी हो सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है. So every platform pushes your content in different way. It's not in your control. No marketer knows what's the real algorithm. Okay, no one knows because that's what the company's secrets are. Okay, so if someone is saying ये करके ये हो सकता है, false. False. As long as you know your audience and you are serving what you are serving and you are getting some good data points, viewing time or how many subscribers are there and how many subscribers are there, how many people reached out to you. So the ratios, all these ratios you have to check out. Okay, and then you can figure out whether it actually worked or not, and don't worry about someone liking or no. I'll bring one more point. When you say content कौन सा होना चाहिए, social media में polarized content चलता है. When you say polarized, either you are yes or no, that works more. The moment you are diplomatic, you don't grow. Okay, so social media is built such way that you either have to say I dislike this or I like this. You say okay, इसका content नहीं चलेगा, ठीक है? And you
What you're saying is create controversy, basically.
No, it can be a middle ground. It can be perspective also. So one of the thing is controversy, but there can be a middle ground. When I'm seeing a number, it's a 9. You are seeing it's a 6. It's that. Okay, but you say you are seeing 6. You don't say यहाँ से 6 है, यहाँ से तो 9 है. ऐसा नहीं. You say मुझे तो 6 ही दिखा है. That's what I'm talking about, polarized content. Okay, so that works. So that's when either party will like your content. So if you really want to push that push that trigger. The moment you trigger that person, it will come.
Absolutely.
And it will be getting shared. Okay, so that's how I like to
Before you answer this question, I'm going to add something to what Punit said, that yes, polarizing content does definitely work. But then to do that, you need to be bold enough to be ready with the trolls also, right? Because that's going to happen. But you need to do it that, yes, let it come. It's all right. Because I have now taken that stance that I'm going to be polarizing about it, right? And I think a brilliant example of in college, that's going to stay with everyone for the longest of the time, because I also see it very often that, this particular video has been viewed by 5,000 people. If I see the likes, 30 likes. But, most interesting thing, if I see the forwards, that little arrow, it has gone to like some 100 people. And I'm like, wow, so 100 people have shared it with other people, but they're not liking it. So there are so many different ways to figure it out. Yeah. So there you go. It's not the
30 likes is okay, give me 500 shares.
shares also. Wonderful. So there you go. So matrix are changing, things are changing. It's okay. Likes doesn't matter. People are secretly admiring you. Super. And over to you. Same question, Tanvi.
I think both of them have summed everything up very well. In my opinion, my focus in my business is leads and revenue and impact, conversations that I have with other women business owners. And all of my high-ticket clients, not one like on any of my content, not one comment on any of my content. They directly get in touch with me, they say, okay, your work's good. And the part about polarizing content, I do a lot of polarizing content. Now the thing about polarizing content, quickly I want to touch upon is, there's a lot of generic stuff that's already happening. The way you stand out in generic stuff is, if you're getting pissed off about something, if something's irritating you, if you're just like, what the hell are these popular people saying, I don't agree with it, create content around it. What are all the popular people in image consulting doing? If you don't agree with it, create content around it. Because your audience is actually looking for the truth. They want someone to speak the truth and they want someone with insight. So in your content, the more insightful you are, the more specific you are, the more people will understand, will think of you as an expert and somebody, they should think that, this person knows me, this person knows what I'm actually thinking and is bold enough to say it, and this person can help me. That's it. And as long as that converts into leads and into sales and revenue, you don't have to worry about likes. It's okay. Shares, saves, also fine. But are they reaching out to you? Are they wanting to understand more about your services, about your expertise, or are they even having like an agenda-less conversation with you? That's what's more important. So I think the three of us agree on this bit.
Absolutely wonderful. And you touched upon something very critical, I believe, which was resonating with over there.
Yes, so some pointing happening.
Yes. There's so much of misinformation, and there's so many people within the industry who put out content so boldly, and we listen to it, and sometimes I get forwards from my faculty team, that's why we were pointing over there, that they send it out to me and they're like shocked that Sonia, how are they talking about this? This is so wrong, but still there is misinformation, and they put it out very boldly. So yes, you could also take the other route of it and be bold enough and say, hey, that's a misinformation, we call it out and this is how it is supposed to be. So
Honestly, I had the biggest misconception about image consulting until a couple of years ago. I don't think it's only dressing up and makeup and dress and hair and everything. It is an internal transformation.
Yes.
And that insight doesn't come out in so many content pieces that I see on image consulting. It's internal work first and then what you project. Correct? And how you sort of take your audience through these stages is what you need to show. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Wonderful. And thank you so much to all my panelists, Punit, Neeti, Tanvi. This was a great conversation. I hope, did you all learn something today? Awesome. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Thank you to our wonderful panelists and moderator for such an engaging discussion. It's rightly said that creativity and strategy are crucial in mastering digital content to effectively engage and grow your audience. These insights will surely help us apply these principles in our professional lives as well. I request our guests to remain on the stage to receive the memento as a token of our love and affection and pose for a quick photograph.
So much. Thank you for being here with us. This was wonderful. Okay, Punit. Come on, give everyone a big round of applause. So much. Yes, yes, we will. Oh, Neeti, you'll have to come back again. We'll take a group picture. Thank you so much. Yes. Can we have a group picture? You can, yes. Yes. Like, yes. Perfect. Thank you, Teja. Anywhere, wherever you were comfortable.